everyone does forecasting, right? Or everyone is getting touch upon it and stuff. But in my understanding, like especially given your problem statement, it's fairly a complicated problem statement simply because we have these special holidays or some events or something happen in a certain area, right? Or maybe I think, you're in UK, right? So it also gets very cold in the winters and stuff. So that obviously the dynamics or what are the variables that pass into the forecasting, right? They need to update and change, which is not very easy or straightforward. So how do you guys handle it? And how do you guys measure your, let's say, forecasting model, right? Like, how did was there stages to its development? Or do you feel it's good enough that we don't need to do anything further? The other parts that we need to work upon?
Yeah. So in terms of forecasting, I would say the stage, what you're describing, the things that are coming up, that's what we're doing now.
Okay.
So forecasting is interesting, actually. So there's an industry standard way of doing it. Actually, there's a few. So we have been following those methods until now. But what we find is they're not that accurate. So they're all about looking at average use historically.
Yeah.
So but like you're saying, there's a lot of factors that go into energy use. For example, temperature, and I might not be home, and that's not past. Human behavior is not a set of averages. You can't predict that. And so is the weather. I mean, you can make predictions to a very small degree, but not to a level that you can make forecasts out of it. So the averages that we've been using, it's industry standard, but we don't think it's correct or good enough. So what we are doing is building the models, like you're saying, using weather, historic data, plus a lot of other things that we're looking at.
Yeah,
exactly. And the accuracy of that will obviously be determined by how well can we predict someone's energy usage, like with what degree of confidence. That's one part of it. We need to be able to predict how much energy will they be using. But there's another part of it from our side. We need to be able to predict how much can they actually reduce. Because they might be using a certain number, but they won't be able to reduce 100% of that. So based on historic patterns or time of day, how much might they be able to reduce? And that's where success will be like for us to be able to predict that with a degree of confidence. Obviously, it's never 100%.
Sure. Understood. Yeah, that you make an interesting point because you need to forecast the situation, and then you also probably need to factor in your notifications and your information and how they will end up responding to it, right? Which is the end state or the final state, which is what ideally you want to solve for. Got it. All right. Interesting.